Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Episode 31, Shadow People, for Truth Behind Illusion.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about here. We already have people in the chat.
Oh, we have people talking already?
Hey, chat. Hi, James.
James says, what did the Canadians say to an American after a joke about the Queen was told? We aren't amused.
Haha.
Moosed.
We aren't amused.
So sorry.
Oh, I got it.
Well, listen, it was a great way to start the show. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the show, but
But it was wonderful.
I love the engagement.
Yes.
So we want to thank our sponsors. Abaddon Tattoo Studio, a unique professional experience nestled in the small town of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania.
and Pottsville.
And Pottsville, Pennsylvania, second location. They provide high quality tattoos and piercings in a relaxed, professional, and sterile environment. We have some people who won the gift cards. I did not forget about you. I'm going to make my trip around Pottsville in the area tomorrow and drop off the people who won those gift cards and then the pressed ones and all those other fun stuff.
Ooh, get some good coffee.
Yeah.
We have a $1 and $5 tier on our Patreon. If you would love to support us, it's a monthly thing. It's literally the cost if you buy us a coffee or a beer or a soda a month.
Yeah.
It's $5, and it helps us grow and gets us into better equipment. And if you're a big baller, you can do more than $5. I mean, who's going to tell you not to flex, you know?
Exactly.
But we want to thank the people who do support Tommy B, the Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop, which we will be going to very soon because we still want to
Very
do that.
excited.
I'm all for it.
I want to do
Get
that
my mom
Ringtown
something
Witch
nice.
episode.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hireth in other words, Jay and Austin Blackwell. And speaking of Hireth in other words, please check out the rest of our network, the IWEP network. We have great shows that are live, video and audio. You can check out shows like Not Cool in High School, which is going to be the other Tuesday of the month. Next episode.
The other Tuesday.
Yeah,
The other
One we don't
Tuesday.
talk about.
Yeah, we hate that Tuesday. That see you next Tuesday. No, the other next week's show will be Not Cool in High School, and myself, Andy, and Heidi, and we'll be talking about
Happy Time Murders, right?
Happy Time Murders.
Happy
Thank
Time
you.
Murders. The
Oh.
puppet movie with Michelle McCarthy. I mean, I've never seen it, right?
Never.
Yeah, I think all three of us never seen it. It looks good, but I've heard not so good reviews. But hey, I'm gonna go in open mind.
Yeah. Last episode was super entertaining. At least for me, it was listening back because me and Andy just fucking screamed at each other over a Disney movie. It was really fun.
I'm going to have to go back and listen
Alive
to
at
that.
Cruella.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We had very different takes on a Corolla.
And then we
movie.
Okay,
also
so-
had a impromptu Frank Frazetta
yeah, history lesson.
synopsis.
On Frank Frazetta. It was a fun
I'm going to have to
episode.
watch that again. Oh, my gosh.
It was a really good polarizing episode. Like
I
we
can't
definitely had
wait.
two different opinions that we were dead set on it.
So
the
go
point-
back and watch and see who was on what side.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you've
what
seen the
side are
movie-
you
If
on?
you didn't see the movie, then I guess you wouldn't have
Then you can go.
side. Yeah.
No,
I didn't watch the movie, but I'm going to go and watch it anyway just to see you guys do that.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
that sounds awesome.
Watch it first. So that way you can
All right.
get
yeah,
your own
yeah.
opinion
and know that I'm right.
and not be swayed one way or the other.
You know, I'm going to be in, well, you know what? Here's a completely different take
Here's the
that
third take.
that I stand very strongly on.
Yeah, that's why the holy trinity of this show. So
Hey, I'm trying to share this, right? On this day 1 year ago, we did a show about eerie spots in Downington, Twin Tunnels, and Hell's Gate.
Oh,
wow. actually, you know what?
That was that I had 418 views.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we actually, because we weren't
That was
back
September
at time,
21st, 2020.
we're actually
Wow.
officially 2 years old this show.
Wow.
So technically this should be
2
season
years?
2, but I'm going to do it at the end of the actual physical year.
Yeah.
We turned a full year, this show, August 3rd. So we came
Happy
back.
birthday.
Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
technically, this podcast is a full year old.
It's a full
Wow.
year old baby.
It's a full year old sweet baby.
Sweet
Jesus.
little baby Jesus.
Sweet little omnipotent.
Omnipotent
Yes,
baby
but still
Jesus.
omnipotent.
Yeah, so check out the rest of the network, Not Cool in High School, interviews with everyday people, which is coming back. I think what I want to do for that show is I want to do an episode, like solo episode with everyone from the network, like and sit down
Ooh.
and even if we don't like learn about them as people, like as I already did the Andy episode, just me and Andy bullshit.
Yeah, or maybe like we pick a random topic,
Or we could-
not like a movie or something, but
Or,
like
you
a
could just-
social.
You could just shoot on me like a shoot interview about
Yeah,
how horrible
yeah.
these 3
Hey.
years have been on this network.
Hey, no, I mean like we talk about like what's our stance on whatever politics,
Or just let him go on
Yeah.
how terrible
Fire me
modern
up.
music
Yeah.
is.
Fire me
Or
up.
how you hate Dave Thomas and Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would too. If you hate one condiment, and that one condiment is on every single burger, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Asshole.
all, So if you
Fuck Dave Thomas.
like I said, the other shows, I know there's more. Banging Beers, Higher Than
Stoned
the
and
Words,
nerdy.
Stone and Nerdy,
Oh,
which
yeah,
that's how I
yeah.
feel right now. And welcome back. So, and we're doing a
Yeah.
special welcome back episode for coming up on their 1 year anniversary.
We like wrestling.
And they want to do, and we like wrestling. Thank you. But welcome back. We're going to do a collaboration with Truth Behind Illusion.
That's so fun.
And we're going to talk about the difference between ghosts and demons, because that was a little thing we had last episode. We kind of got into it. I'm still confused. Wait till the shadow people. I'm so confused. with
Tony
shadow
views
people.
it as a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Demons were never ghosts, and ghosts will never be demons.
Yes.
They're completely different
Mhm.
guys.
It's not Haunter evolving or
I don't like
what's her
that.
name? What Ghastly
like that.
evolving into Gengar.
So no, I'm sorry to tell you, Tony, but the only time you will ever be a demon is in your own mind and in your own dreams.
So there's no promotion in the
No.
afterlife.
Well, there,
No.
Bullshit.
there might be to a higher ghost form,
Yeah.
but you can't change your
So I'm gonna just tell all these people who
class
like
of monster.
My aunt Casey's my guardian. No, you can't be promoted to guardian angel. You're just a dead person.
Well, that's
No,
different.
Guardian Angel is different.
No, it's not. Demons are the
No.
equivalent of angels. Just
No.
fucking.
They're not
evil more.
actual angels. A guardian angel is like somebody that had passed in your life that watches over you and
I don't like
protects
that.
you.
So
Yeah.
so you get promoted.
You don't like protection?
a guardian angel doesn't have more powers than a higher angel.
No, they just
Don't
there.
like it.
Yeah, it's
Don't
not
like it.
it's not an evolved form.
Why do you evolve
I
as
read
good
the book.
people, but evil people can't evolve?
Why'd you
Well, they don't
evolve?
like evolve.
It's not Pokemon.
Yeah.
You don't level up. You don't evolve into
Yeah.
a higher beast.
Comment in the chat.
You're not
and tell them that they're wrong and that you do evolve.
You're not super angel. You know, it's like
Listen, if you grow wings, that's an evolution. If you die, you're like, whoa!
Well, yeah.
X-Men.
I have a ring light on my head.
yeah. But I mean,
I'm gonna look so good.
you know, become a super version like level 60, and you have like armor then and stuff.
But you know, there's people in heaven like
Level 100
she
legendary.
just fucking got here and she got fucking wings.
Yeah. Well, of course. But then they're like, well, you
Yeah, they like fall through a hole in the clouds, all cartoon like.
lust and what would be
Oh.
apathy or whatever.
Yeah.
They fall so fast, it's just like a poof
Yeah.
of their person.
Yeah. Check the links
It's
below.
like Monty Python.
Yeah, check the links below. We have merchandise too. Support us. That'd be great. Trying to get some new equipment ideas and that'd be amazing. Yes, so we want to say Kelly said
yourself?
happy birthday for the show.
Oh, thank you.
I am is back. He says hello everybody.
Yes, Mom.
And I believe we do evolve, and some ghouls go on to ascend into
That's
a
souls,
spiritual.
not ghouls.
Souls.
Where did I see ghouls? Oh, all right.
It does
So
look like ghouls from afar.
yeah, so
you are close
my
enough.
dyslexia put the G with the souls.
Some ghouls.
Yeah, I think it
If
was,
you're a ghoul and you evolve into a spiritual master, that is quite the transition.
You can evolve, like your soul can evolve
From a
into,
ghoul.
but you cannot evolve. No human will ever be a demon.
I hate
and no
that.
demon will ever be a human.
I
I'm
hate that.
sorry.
Yeah, a demon could masquerade as a human, but not the other way around.
I mean, it's a pseudoscience, so anybody can really say whatever the hell
Yeah,
they
here's
want, but
my-
at the same time, you're wrong.
here's my theory. Here's my theory. I just think that these cloud people are just they're
Cloud people.
that's heaven people. People in heaven. They're
I never heard of
brochure.
cloud people.
That's like a slang
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, that's
the
like
angels.
that's like my hate word for
Oh, okay.
good people.
That's hate speech for angels.
Yeah. So like their pamphlet that they hand out for the
Handbook,
retirement
yes.
home is just like, look how fucking great we are. We have like a pool. You get a fucking master kitchen, bathroom, 2 bathroom if you want. Like they're
If
just
you want,
they're just
it's
really-
Pee
heaven.
in one, poop in another, like cats.
yeah, like
It's heaven, but only 2 if you want.
yeah, like everything about it is
We're gonna make
beautiful.
you feel real bad about
Yeah,
your judgment.
every house has a great view, a great balcony, and they're like
I would
that
hope
place.
so.
That place down there fucking sucks. And they're just like, yo, you've been getting it wrong the whole time. It's
Mhm.
really nice down here. Like they're fucking false advertisement. Like I feel
We
like
got
if you're
threesomes down here.
exactly like that's hell's gotta be so much more
I
fun.
know. We got gambling.
Is you ever, like
We got gambling.
all the fun things I do in my life
Yeah.
are technically sin.
We have every heavy metal band ever, except for the stupid Christian bands no one likes.
yeah, like what the music in heaven's gonna be awful.
Contemporary Christian, which is the worst
Uh-uh.
music ever. Let's be honest.
It's
all right.
not.
I would see Relay K maybe twice in concert, and then I'm out of there. Creed wants to be funny. POD, one POD concert,
Oh my god.
Booyaka, booyaka.
and then I'm out of there.
I'm like, all right, it's been real,
It's
but
been real. I'm going down, and I'm gonna do blow at
if
Frank
you-
Sinatra.
I thought you said blow Franks. I was like,
I might-
you want to?
you know what?
It's hell.
When in hell.
When in hell.
If you want a good laugh, go to YouTube and type in "God Rules" by Mortification Christian Death Metal. So there you go.
You just made heaven sound even worse.
and the song
He's like,
is exactly what you
exactly.
think it is.
I hope so.
Yeah. So if we still listen, there's a reason I'm the devil on the logo. Yes. So anyway, let's finally get into this topic.
Okay.
So we're gonna talking about shadow people.
Shadow people.
Mhm.
Are they ghosts?
Are
Are
demons.
they extraterrestrials?
Mhm.
Are they time travelers?
I love that theory the
Mm.
most, but I don't really believe
the
it.
time travel one.
Are
Yes.
they interdimensional
Yeah.
beings?
Yes,
Are they
that's
from another dimension?
Mhm.
Are
All these-
they demons?
Yeah.
Are they What's the bad word there?
Malevolent.
Malevolent.
Malevolent?
Malevolent.
Even
Malevolent baloney.
Malevolent
Could be.
baloney.
I just lost my train of thought there.
Yeah.
Vanished
they
due
even,
to
yeah, it's just like so it could be alien.
Yeah.
In some
Why
spots.
does one guy always wear a hat? We're
Well,
gonna
that's the
learn
hat,
a
well, the
lot.
Hat Man and the Night
the
Hat
Hat Man
are different. They are like they are of all forms of shadow people.
Yeah.
They are like the king and queen of shadow people. But we'll just
Yeah.
start at the
I
the
can't
basement
wait to go in on it. So
before we get to the Hat Man.
So I want you guys to take like what we did last time. So I think I want to start that up. Is I want you guys to give your take on it. You'll give your take. You'll give your take. I'll go through because I have descriptions of all the different types. We'll stop
There's-
after each of them, and then we'll communicate over them.
So I'm gonna tell a little personal story quick.
Mhm.
I may have told it on an earlier episode, but when I was a kid, now I know, and I tell the story, the immediate skeptic and be like, you were a kid, you just woke up, could have been night terrors, like all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
and I'm not ruling it out. It could be what it is.
Mhm.
But I woke up to seeing a shadow figure at the end of my bed. It appeared to be a woman.
Okay.
In my brain, it either looked like my gram or my Aunt Margaret, like the frame and the way the hair was and stuff and all that crazy stuff. But it was literally standing at the edge of my bed, solid black. There was no eyes, no mouth, no nothing, couldn't make it any features. It was right when the sun was coming up. So it was like that sky blue, but it's like that
Okay.
early morning, like not 5 o'clock in the morning where it's still dark, but like when the sun just creeps.
Orangish yellow.
But no, it's
kinda-
like almost that like Carolina blue.
Oh, okay.
Where it's
Yeah,
like,
it's that very deep, almost like.
yeah.
Mhm.
So there was enough light to come in that I can still see the room. Like I
Okay.
can see details on the
Yeah.
wall. I can see my posters. I can see like,
So enough light that
yeah.
if something was to be there,
So
it
so
would
it
illuminate it.
it would have illuminated it, so I would
At
have
least a
seen what it
little
was.
bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the entire night sleeping with your eyes closed. The second you see any bit of light, you're
Yeah.
gonna be able.
Now
to
when
see
I
it.
woke up, it was one of those things where I didn't wake up droggy. I woke up as if I was wide the fuck awake.
Mhm.
And I woke up and the room had no temperature. 'Cause I know the thing with the shadow people is like it immediately gets cold.
Mhm.
There was no temperature. I had no sense of fear, dread, or anything. I was just very, very confused. And then, like, I would say a little bit of fear, but more or less like, what is it type
Yeah.
deal. So I was staring at it and it was just doing like snow angel without
What?
the feet
Mhm.
on the end of my bed.
What?
That's kind of
Yeah.
Oh, just like hey.
It was just like really, really slow. It would go up, stop, and come back down.
that's weird.
Almost like
Oh.
a very slow jumping jack.
Wow.
And the only other thing I can do to describe was something that had, I couldn't tell what it was. I don't know if it was like a cloth or a scarf or if it had like Bret Hart era tassels,
Tassels.
but it had like 2 or 3 on this side and like it was off by
So the
one.
Ultimate Warrior
It was almost
was
like
at your bed.
yeah, tassels, but it wasn't as jacked as the Ultimate Warrior,
Oh,
but it
okay.
had like 3 on one side, 2 on the other.
That's weird.
And it was just like these tassels hanging off things, and it was just doing like this, and it would stop and then come back down.
Maybe they were
Stop.
wings.
Yeah.
No idea. No, it was definitely their arms because I could see like the outline hands, but they
Hmm.
just kept doing that motion because it was actually moving. And then I clicked my light on, and it was gone. And then I just took off out of the room and fell asleep in my parents' house, in my
Ah.
parents' room. And at the time, I was probably like 8 or 9.
Okay.
But it's something that I've always remembered and I stuck with it.
Yeah, so that would be.
But that's the only physical time I ever seen anything
A shadow
like
moving,
that.
a
in my life.
moving shadow that's not
Yeah.
from something that is moving, that is physical.
And then I didn't know about shadow people, so I just chalked it up as I probably seen a ghost.
Okay,
Mhm.
which is fair.
Which I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
But this was definitely like a dark, deep shadow more than
Yeah.
it was anything else.
And you couldn't see through it.
No,
How long would you say this lasted?
it felt like it lasted 10-15 minutes.
Okay, I know that's how everyone says it. It was possibly 2 seconds, but just
Yeah.
felt like it was really
Because
long.
it went through its motion. It felt like at least 8 times.
So that's why, like,
Wow.
And it was going very slow. It wasn't. I was
Yeah.
going faster than even.
that's
it
why,
was.
like, the time travel thing kind of makes sense there because they can control time. Maybe they can
Yeah.
control time around them.
Yeah.
So if it is
Yeah,
somebody
that's a-
coming back
yeah.
to visit and they control time around you to make it longer than what it is, maybe they can only get a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they can take that couple seconds and make it longer.
I just
That's
remember, like I said, I didn't have fear, but I definitely wasn't closing my eyes or pulling.
yeah.
Like I literally stood still as if it was like I treated it like it was a bear.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Like if I don't move, it can't see me.
Mhm.
So I was like, and I kind of like did one of these, like, well, maybe if I still think I'm sleeping, and I just
Maybe
kind
it'll
of,
go away.
and I kept just scooting
Let's
over,
go
and I
and
just
punch it.
and I hit the little knob
Mhm.
there on, like, because it was one of those turn knobs, not like
Yeah.
a turn on the, like it was like
Yeah.
a cord, and it was on the
Mhm.
and that's how I escaped the shadow,
The shadow.
lady.
Damn.
Well, that wasn't night hags. They always say she sits on your chest, but we won't get into that. We'll start
Oh,
with
the
it.
night hag. So have you? Okay, so we'll go to another personal experience. Do you
Yeah.
have you had any
Not
personal
that
experience?
I know of. I mean, I've never seen one that I remember. I mean, maybe you know how you see things out of the corner of your eye, but you're like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the wind or something
Mhm.
blowing the curtain.
That's why you never see shit because you're like, nah.
Yeah, but I don't. I would love to if I seen like a walking figure.
Yeah.
Only on ghost shows when like they show like the hallway. You see that.
The
Like,
moving apparition. full
So
body.
I mean, yeah, but like a moving shadow or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anything that I recall. But I would love to. But I don't discredit someone. Oh, you've just seen the fucking tree branch fell.
You're just a
Yeah.
kid. You don't
Yeah.
know shit.
You're just a dumb kid and you're a son of a bitch too. You'll never make money.
I'll tell it again here. Did I tell my story about when I had sleep paralysis last time?
No.
Maybe
When I was
forget.
in my bed and the shadow figure came into my room?
No, yeah, possibly.
Cool.
But
Okay.
tell it
So I might have just been like me telling Paul recently. So in my apartment, there's 2 bedrooms upstairs, and recently I moved out of the one because there was like damage on the wall and whatnot. But when I would stay in that one room, I would always lay in bed and I would always get like this weird feeling of like somebody, like it was almost just like, I don't know if they were just like nurses or somebody, or so there was like a lot of traffic coming into that room and out of that room. Like I could always feel somebody just like zipping in, doing something, coming out. Like maybe it was an old laundry room. I don't know. Bless you. Ooh,
I need a
bless you.
drink. I
Don't
have
go
like
get your drink. You do you.
dry mouth.
Cough it off
Could you get me a glass of water?
Yes.
Thanks.
and a
Um,
sandwich.
And and some bonbons and
Yeah.
a slipper. Okay, so I remember one night I was sleeping there and my bed was facing the door. If the door was right here, my bed was right here. So I was like sleeping, my head was at the wall, but
Okay.
if I were to look up, it would
You look out the door.
Yeah. So I'm sleeping and I wake up and my hall light is on and I wake up to the sound of somebody walking up my steps. And I'm thinking, I'm like, and I realized that like I had sleep paralysis. Like I was like, I could barely open my eyes and I couldn't move my body.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking for some odd reason, my landlord came in. And I was just like, okay, well, if he sees me laying in here, he'll know this is my like half asleep, half awake brain.
You don't realize what planet you are on.
Yeah. So in my brain, I was just like, okay, if I'm laying here, he's gonna see that I'm asleep and he's gonna be like, oh, I had no idea she was here, and then he'll leave. So I'm laying there and I have like my eyes half open, half closed, because that's all I could do. My body is just straight paralysis mode. And I realized that then it wasn't my landlord. It didn't look anything like him. It was just his silhouette. There was no features. It was absolutely nothing. It was literally just a shadow. And it stood in my door frame, and literally the way its body moved, it was literally like it was walking through, doing its own thing, saw me and went, whoa.
No shit.
Like literally like it stopped. And then I feel like we each had that moment of just like, because I was laying there, hi lady. And then it stopped and then it like went, okay. And like it walked and like literally like flew out the window.
Whoa.
And I just like was like, when I still couldn't move. And my literal thought process was, well, there's nothing I can do about it right now. And I fell back asleep. Because I couldn't move. It's like, what the fuck else am I gonna do?
So you got Nicole Kidman like, they're like, there's a fucking ghost here.
What could you do?
This shadow person was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It took
So
off.
I think it was-
you know,
Because I mean, it's a very, very old building, and I know that there's a lot of like at least a handful of people that died in that building since it was. I know there is.
so they're there.
And so I just kind of thought they were going through their daily routine, and
Yeah.
they were just kind of like, what the fuck?
Now,
But that means there was an intelligence to whatever it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
There's
was
some
just
people
a-
who think like who chalk things up to sleep paralysis stuff,
Mhm.
so it gives it like a human explanation of why you're seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
But then more, I guess the paranormal people were like, yeah, sleep paralysis is a thing, and you're legit seeing things, but it's not stuff you're making up in your mind. They
No.
feel like you're almost like you're in that phase between reality and that veil
I call
of
it the
spirituality. Yeah,
You're in the ether.
like the fucking Conjuring or not Conjuring,
The this
Insidious movie where you're kind of in that middle
the astral plane.
Yeah.
the astral
Mhm.
plane, and that's
They
where-
call it the something like the scary realm or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
When you
it's
were
the astral
yeah,
realm.
to astral
you're
project.
you're
That's
you're
what it
in
would
this
be.
you're in this in between where you may see stuff that is like demonist or
Mhm.
evil and stuff like that, because I guess kind of like in that movie too, where when you're there, it's kind of like they know you're not supposed to be, so
Yeah.
like they're curious about you.
But like in Sabrina, when she's astral projecting too long, the birds come. And the Netflix Sabrina.
Oh, really?
When the bird, and then start like, and then like more birds
Oh.
come, and they're like as they come, it means it's time to leave the astral realm because the bad's coming to get you.
Oh,
Because they know when you're there. That's why they send
it's
the
like a
bird.
canary in the coal mine.
Yeah, I forget what birds they are because I didn't
Yeah.
watch the show in a while. But
Interesting. Yeah. So I mean, that's just kind of stuff I kind of stumbled across in my little bit of weird research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do any research? Because you had mentioned the time travel one is your
Mhm.
favorite. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
well, the theory is that the shadow that you're seeing could be yourself visiting you. Because why wouldn't you want to see yourself as a kid or
Mhm.
whatever? If you could, if you're 72, hey,
What if
go
you
back
timed that wrong? And you're,
and see yourself?
I want to go check myself out. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he's fucking jerking off again.
I fucking hate you.
I wasted
It's yourself,
I wasted
so-
all this time to
Yeah.
time travel to watch myself beat off to a porn.
I guess that. But
Ew.
if you're just going back to a random
2004.
time,
Ew.
Whoa. if you're
Oh.
going back to a random time, you don't really know what you were doing at the exact second of that day.
Exactly.
You know?
That's true.
You're like, oh my god, what if I
But just
see,
try to go like
Unless
3.5
it's like
miles.
unless
see
it's
the
like a
day.
Rolodex, you can like
like I see
and
the
go
day
Yeah,
there.
maybe,
I
yeah.
fall in love.
Like
I see the
like
day.
a chapter select.
You're just like,
yeah.
oh my god, what the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Would you
what
really
the
be
fuck?
surprised? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I mean, it's you. It's not like it's somebody else. It's not like, oh, there's my mom and dad.
Ew. I fucking hate
Yeah.
this.
You're like, I'm gonna time travel to see myself, and then like the machine messes up, and you go back to the day you were conceived.
No
Ew.
boy.
You're just like, wait, where am I? You're like, oh, your dad.
Ew.
Yeah,
Stop.
maybe it looks like a porn star. He's like, yeah.
Ew.
I don't know.
wanna
I don't know.
Like Christian Bale in the mirror. Yeah.
Ew. Ah. And knowing me, I would go back in time and I'd be like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do this month. And it's just me like having like a cry. Just me crying in my like to Willow, who's like in the corner
Taking
going
a poop.
like
just doing something.
Willow makes eye contact with me and my time travel self. Be like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is wrong with you?
Just like you're just like,
It's
what am I doing? You're just like
something mundane.
playing,
You're washing
playing
the
Candy
dishes.
Crush.
Washing dishes. Like, oh boy, this is what I get to see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fucking why did
Jokes on me.
Yeah.
I don't do dishes.
Oh.
why did I fucking pick? I could have went to anyone else in the world taking this shit. I picked myself.
Well, that's the gamble. But anyway, it's the idea that someone's traveling through time to view you at that exact moment, and that the reason they're shadow is because they have some type of force field or something preventing you from seeing them. Because if you've seen your future self, it would be like, oh, what's it called?
Still traumatizing.
Time paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the idea, and that or there are people like maybe their family members coming back to see you, for whatever reason, maybe to help or something.
Apply the exact same joke I used in the last one.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why there's probably some type. But if you have the technology to time travel, you could probably figure to come back at what
I think you
good
give us.
time.
It's like I still think it's like a Rolodex or
I think you're giving our future self too much credit.
Oh,
What do you mean?
No.
If they have time travel,
Yeah, they can do it, but it's not mastered yet. Like,
how do you know?
How do you know?
Because why would they come see you at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Because maybe that's the time they want to come.
Just watch it.
Maybe they did come to see you graduate school, but you didn't see them because they were shadows.
Maybe they're coming to see you. Okay, so listen to this. How about this theory? Maybe they're coming to see. Maybe they're coming to see you while you're asleep because you don't know. You might have been choking on your own spit. And you could have died that day. You could have died that night.
They come back and choke
no,
you,
they come in and they throw like a spider or something in there, make you like.
Are those people who like woke up to shadow people choking them?
Yeah, they're just like, "What? You're gonna die!"
I'm trying to fucking save you. And you're like, oh my god, I'm being choked by a demon.
And it's like they're like, "No, bro, it's just you, but me.
I can't evolve into a demon. That's not how it works."
Even
So I
the
might
shadow
as well
person,
keep you alive.
yeah, the shadow person. No, it doesn't work like that. From the future, it still doesn't work like that. What if it's somebody you hate? I'll go back and get him. You know, like
It's a fucking shadow person.
I gotta get him.
Bagging him.
all I can really do is sit on him, though.
I'm gonna put my shadow people
Yeah.
balls on your head. You fucking made fun of me in 3rd grade.
If you go back and that's what you do, when you could do anything else,
That's probably what I would
you're
pick.
having-
That's
bigger
probably at least
problem.
one of the first like 3 things that you would do is just like
spit
fuck
in
with
someone's
people.
mouth when they're
Yeah.
sleeping. Yeah.
Like, wait, I just gotta do one more thing before
Like
I
a
go.
fucking Big Daddy spitter.
It touches the ground.
but a lot of times they can't physically, like, they can physically interact with force, but not like,
Not physical.
yeah, they can't like pick up, a plate and throw it at you.
And I believe like going along that theory that they can't do that because I believe that our plane is so dense and the earth field is so dense as opposed to like the spirit realm and everything that they really wouldn't. That's why sometimes when like ghosts, like you feel ghosts, I'm not talking about demons or anything, but like you can just feel like something like brush against you, or when you hear
Yeah, they say-
when
they
you
say-
hear an EVP, it's like a whisper.
Yeah, like-
because it's like everything is so sensitive on other planes that it
Mhm.
comes through very quiet because we're just dense gorillas on this planet, so we're just banging
they
on
do say
things
that
to make it work.
The feeling of walking through spider webs when there's not spider webs.
Oh, that happens every time I go down in the dungeon.
That is like ectoplasm or whatever. Not whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
ghost.
yeah.
That's what they say.
I feel that all the time going on the dungeon in the Jim Thorpe
Really?
prison.
The
I feel
spider
the
webs.
spider webs all the time. Granted, it's a dungeon,
And there
so
is
it could
spider
be a
webs,
spider
yeah.
web. But it's like walking like through the middle or like standing in the middle of the room when there's nothing there. Granted, the ceiling's like this tall,
Yeah.
so there could be a spider web.
It's very possible. But you know, the idea of somebody coming back to view you,
Mhm.
but they can only view, they can't interact really because you can move. But it's like you're a hologram. Like,
Yeah.
what can you do if you're a hologram? Like, it could move. That's about it. You know, it can't like.
It's kind of like
Pick this up and here you
the
go.
reason I'm saying you're giving us too much credit is because like we're like, yeah, like this is what we want, but this is what we get. You're like, what? Like that's the fuck. Like if you're gonna invent it,
But-
why only go halfway?
maybe there's
I
like
think we're not
rules.
there yet.
Maybe there's
No.
maybe there's rules where like you can only go back and see yourself when you're not aware.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
just-
it's not like the what is that? Like what did you say? The paradox,
Time paradox.
where it's like you can't go back in time, or like the butterfly effect. You
Yeah.
can't go back in
But what
time.
if that one time you went back and then your fucking old self wakes up and you scare the fuck out of it because now you're like a fucking shadow guy in the corner. You're like,
But that's okay because
never
you're
know.
a shadow and you're not you.
Yeah.
Because if you
so
walk-
it's still
that day when you seen that figure, if you would have seen you as well as an adult, but
Doing
you would really,
this.
you would kind of know because like if you've never seen yourself as an adult, you'd be like,
it was literally just you going,
Yeah.
I'm gonna freak myself the fuck out.
give me tassels.
Yeah.
Give me tassels.
but give me an uneven amount of tassels.
Yeah.
Just doing Tai Chi.
Yeah. Like what were they?
I do like a fat middle-aged woman right now with my hair.
Maybe
don't
it
mind
was
me.
you now. Maybe.
Don't mind me. Yeah, see? Not
Oh,
not
look
so,
how scared I am.
You're gonna be so spooked out.
not so stupid now, is it?
Oh my fucking god, that's so good.
And you go back. What did you do with your spare time, dude? It took myself 6 fucking hours to wake up. I literally stood there.
I'm
for-
so fucking stupid, dude.
I couldn't fucking shake my foot.
I tried. Well, really, what could you do other than like this?
You could have done anything.
It's
No,
like
you
in the-
can't because
it's
you
like-
can't.
It's like in the future, like you and your friends have bets, and it's like, how long will it take your dumbass past self
Yeah,
to figure it out? And you come
to
back
see
like,
your shadow
"Damn it."
form. I don't know. I find it intriguing. Time travelers come back to review, or maybe they don't even know it's you. Maybe they just come back and just check out people. Like if I could go back right now and see what was in some house in 1825, and I get there at midnight, I'm gonna look at everything. I'm like, oh wow, look at these people. I don't know these people, but look at them.
Oh.
Look at them sleep. Look at their clothes. Because you'd be like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is so different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, if you're still there 3 hours later staring at the person, then you're a pervert. But
You're a pervert shut
Yeah.
person.
but I mean, I would be like, oh, look at, wow, this is something else.
I think I think both are cool. So let's go through the
Now, the shadow people have been talked about for a very long time with different spiritual cultures. Like this has been something that has been talked about or has.
And a lot
since like the dawn of time.
a lot of ghost shows have shadow people, they talk about, it could be a ghost or whatever, but they show like the little kid will run by, like that's the shadow. But a lot of times that might be a residual haunt that is in the form of a shadow, just replaying the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah,
I hate
it's
that
not
theory.
aware.
Why?
There's so many different I don't know.
Well, I think
There's
there's
too
both.
much.
See, I could believe in the residual haunt and an intelligent haunt,
Or like you,
And some are
you're
both,
kind of
just
like
like
just the
people are
hologram,
stupid.
like Leia over and over going.
Yeah.
You're my only hope.
but some people are stupid and some are smart. So like, why wouldn't that go with the ghost too? Like some don't know and they
I
just get
think
trapped in.
The
Or it
residual
might
one.
be some type of punishment where they have to just do that for eternity. I don't know.
When I talk about haunts to people, or like haunts or what residual and all that kind of stuff, I always like explain it as like a handprint. You might have heard me say that before, but it's like the idea of like if somebody dies tragically or very suddenly, it's almost as if like they were taken so fast out of their body that there's like still like a handprint of their soul on our reality. So it's like
But
their body
they're just
and
stuck
like,
making popcorn forever.
yeah,
but
like
they're not fully there.
Mhm.
Like that only that fragment of them. Sometimes they say it's a recording in the surroundings, like because of limestone can like almost record things.
Yeah,
It records that moment of time. So
limestone or quartz.
it's
yeah.
not actual live ghosts, I guess you could say. It's just the recording of that event
Yeah,
that just replays.
like
I know that's hard to wrap your mind around.
No, I get it. I just don't know.
Like, have you seen? Okay, so like there. I mean, I know it's a TV show, but like there's bits and pieces of TV shows and movies that are inspired by actual thingamajiggers. So technical term, thingamajigger.
Mhm.
So have you seen Haunting of? It's not Blind Manor. It's the second one.
Ghost Hill.
I think Blind Manor was the second. The first one was
Hill House.
The Hill House.
Okay.
Oh, Blind Manor is the second one.
Yeah.
So do you remember when they went back in time, the woman that wanted her daughter? It's kind of like that, how she died, and then it was like out of anger, she like returned, and after a long enough time, after like she passed and everything, it was like generations of families were living in the house, but she just kept coming back at night to kind of return her daughter and to return her daughter and return her daughter, because that's all she wanted to do in life. And then she died of her sickness and died so suddenly and so violently that's all she wanted. The last thing on her mind was to come back and get her daughter. And so it's like kind of like
I guess
your soul is a little bit stuck.
Yeah, I
in
guess
limbo.
I guess when those get revealed in shows like that, I just like that's fucking dumb.
See,
Like,
that don't bother me at all.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
I
then
don't
sometimes it's like your soul or whatever deteriorates, and that's all that's left is just
And
action.
that entity, that thing, that there's no conscious to that at all. It's just like it's just a repeat.
yes, yes.
And I think that's where when people see that, they don't put that connection together. Like they
Okay.
think that's a person doing a punishment stuck there.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's just like
possibly, but
that's just like if someone drew a picture and it still stood there.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to like you
It's
can't interact with that. That's never going to interact with you. It's one track minded.
yes, it's like an imprint in time.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
handprint
Like I
imprint,
feel
yeah.
if there was a loop ghost that just came in here, fucking went to the sink and went away.
Yeah.
Like it would scare the fuck out of me the first time. But once I figure out that's a loop, I would just be annoyed by it at that point.
Yeah. And then
Well, that happens
it
to
would
a
just
lot
be-
of people too. Like when people just hear footsteps in their
Yeah,
house,
when
like
you-
that's all they hear, or they hear like stuff clanging around, or like something like on like tapping on the wall or something like that. Like that's like the most common haunt, because like that's something that like
That's
it walks
like
from the
most
bathroom
annoying.
to my living room,
Yeah.
and like that's the whole thing where it's like, yeah, it's annoying, but I mean like that's a residual haunt.
It's a waste of energy. I just feel like
But it's not a waste. It doesn't take or give. It is just what it is. It's literally just.
it takes your
a
energy
print.
of you fucking freaking out about it at 3 a.m.
you
I mean, yeah,
you
but
would
I
at
mean,
first, but then you'd be like, oh. I mean,
it's just
if
Greta.
you see someone shot in the head the first time, oh my god, the 58th time you're like, oh, he just got shot in the head. You know, like it's anything.
like
the more
fucking
you
Tiger King
experience it.
documentary.
Oh god,
Oh my god!
I wouldn't say to anyone to watch that 58 times. Don't even watch it once.
No, in the documentary, there's a guy like playing with a gun,
Okay,
and
Yeah.
he shoots on the head.
he
His-
like
he
right in
dies
front of
on it.
another person. Like
God.
the CCT camera doesn't show the shot.
Yeah.
It shows like the guy like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god, I couldn't imagine that was his campaign man. That was Joe Exotic's campaign manager watching his fiance or husband like blow his brains out
Right in
by
front of him.
accident. Yeah, like right
Yeah.
in front of him.
Imagine fucking. That's gonna be a lot of
Yeah,
years of
see?
therapy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But if that guy's seen that 50 more times, then it wouldn't be as
I
bad.
don't know. Maybe it would have an adverse effect. Maybe it would
Maybe.
have.
I don't. I guess it depends on the person, but
If I think in my head replayed someone's shot in the head 50 times, I'd fucking jump on a tiger king. Yeah. But all right, shadow people. We took too many ADD
All
turns
right.
here.
That's okay.
I derail. I'm sorry.
All right. So this is from a website called infinityexplorers.com.
What was the dating site for aliens last episode?
What? It was I don't even remember, but it was like that. It was like the really weird
Starseeds. Like it was like a Facebook for just people who think or
yeah.
want to be starseeds.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really a dating website. Anyway.
No, it was like a community.
Yeah.
It was like a
Yeah.
forum.
I got to be a part of that.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of the intro here, and then we're going to go into the different theories behind shadow people.
What if we got
I'll chime in when I get.
What if we get enough people on our community page to like buy into our stuff that each week we change the theme up and you have to pretend you're that cryptid for the week?
I'm fucking ready. I want to be the swank.
like so everyone in the community
Swank.
page for this month, this week, you have to go in there and say what you would do as a shadow person.
Yeah.
Like write your shadow person review. Like you get in the machine, the time traveling machine, you go back and like what do you dress up as a fat lady macho man Randy Savage and scare your future self? Like write a funny story or put it in the live chat if you're watching. Tell us what you would do as a shadow person.
Oh, look at that, Chuck. Oh, good job, everybody.
Yeah, you guys are commenting and talking. It's really fun.
Oh,
Tell us what you would do as a shadow person or what you feel about shadow people. Like, where do you lie on the realm of what you think they are?
Yeah.
And we'll get to your comments later on in the episode.
Mhm.
And maybe we'll do something funny where, like, if someone, the best one, we'll send you like a sticker or something.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so shadow people are a supernatural phenomenon well documented for centuries. Most stories describe them as dark humanoid silhouettes lacking the mouth or eyes and certainly frightening aspects. They are usually described as in the form of a vapor or distortion. Their movement is obviously extremely fast and disjointed, and they are also able to move through walls. Don't agree with that completely. I mean, it's not super fast all the time. Like you said, it's very super slow.
Yeah.
Time is non-linear. Like it doesn't like whatever it is. So, I mean, so that in my theory at the end, the idea of shadow people being more than one thing. So some might move fast, some might move slow. Anyway, those who have witnessed such supernatural entities say that they appear at the edge of their field of vision and that they disintegrate or disappear the moment they feel observed. However, there are other people who have had encounters with these shadows right in the center of their vision. The apparition appeared very close to them, remained motionless for several seconds before disappearing. These kinds of encounters are truly threatening and can end up in violent attacks.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anything's possible.
Well, I mean, it is, but
I can't stand the harping on the fear aspect.
Yeah.
Like the Hollywood, like, oh my God, you can get stuck in the astral. No, you fucking can't.
you're gonna die.
Yeah. No, it's like, just shut up.
Because like if it was something coming back to view you, they're not gonna do anything to you. They're just
Yeah, it's like
watching.
I'm a firm believer that if something had the ability to kill and harm all of us, we'd all be dead already.
Yeah,
Civilization as it says.
What about that? What about that joke where it said that you know how I know there's no such thing as ghosts and ghosts can't hurt people? There'd be no white people left.
That's true. That's true.
There'd be no
I gotta think about that.
because throughout
White
history,
people,
white
people
have
been
done some
really
shit.
hurting
Oh,
people.
okay.
So like there'd be a
But-
lot of retaliation.
But then there'd be white people ghosts. And what if the ghosts could fight the other ghosts?
What if we're ghosts?
Yeah.
What if we're Nicole Kidman?
What if we're
Nicole Kidman?
What if we're Ricola Kidman?
What if we're Ricola Kidman?
I don't know how to answer that. Continue.
Okay. So these kinds of encounters are truly threatening and can end up in violent attacks. Shut up. But most frightening of all is that in recent years, they have been an unusual increase of encounters with shadow people, giving way to interesting debates between believers in the paranormal and the scientific community. What are shadow people and where do they come from?
Where did they go?
They come from Nebula.
Well, they might be extraterrestrial. Or I like the interdimensional thing too.
some people say too, every time, like, if I don't know if he's part of your story, but every time I did research, he always popped up. The Hat Man.
Mhm.
They said sometimes.
Yeah.
They said sometimes every time when the Hat Man would come, he was almost like a Grim Reaper. Where when
Yeah.
he showed up, it was a sign of bad omen.
Yeah, or a lot of time, major stress or bad things that happen in your life, then that would bring about the Hat Man or the Night Hag.
And
Yeah.
now here's the thing about like the Night Hag or like the Grim Reaper or the Hat Man. I encourage people to not think of them as soul like people like you or me or whatnot, and think of them as more of like a symbol. So if you experience like the Hat Man or the Night Hag or whatnot, it might not be one creature that's coming to visit all of these people around the world.
He's like Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
think of it less as Santa Claus and think of it more as like a manifestation of what your brain already knows. Not saying that it's fake, but like if your energy or if something wants to come through to scare you, or like if you manifest your own energy due
Now-
to stress, like a what is that? A poltergeist.
Mhm.
Sometimes your brain and the field around you can manipulate, so that could kind of be like the beacon for like when people manifest
Yeah.
these issues.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes.
Yes.
But what about the people who see the Hat Man? Then we like, that was really strange. I seen a shadow with a hat with like white glowing eyes. Then research and then find out that there's been
Other
thousands
people.
of other
That's
people
what I'm
who
saying,
had that
though.
experience, but they didn't know about going into it.
Yeah.
That's okay, because that to me then it goes back to the idea of like the collective consciousness,
Mhm.
where it's like when you sleep, and like the collective consciousness is the idea that everybody's brain waves and everybody is connected onto one thing. So all of the knowledge of the universe is already in the collective consciousness, made up by thousands of years of human development.
Imagine the
And-
Matrix.
yeah, like yeah, sure. Because I haven't seen the Matrix, so I'm just
Yeah.
it was hard
When you go to
believe.
sleep, it's the internet, and you're all connected. there.
Yeah, exactly.
And he knows.
So
Kung Fu.
so it's kind of like, yeah, and he knows kung fu. So it's kind of like the idea where it's just like these kind of things kind of slip through the ether. So like and it manifests when you're feeling stressed or when you're feeling something, this symbol or this manifestation of your own happenings going on, it kind of just trickles through.
Okay.
It's kind of like, you know how when we all look at the road when it's hot in the distance, we see the waves. Well, I don't have to tell you that, and you can see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to know it, and you can see it. So it's kind of like that
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into the
All right.
research here.
for this.
I want to order the new pint glasses from the website. See what they turn out like.
Oh, yeah.
I want to order like 2 from each show and then like put them around the table.
There you go.
Okay.
I need more stickers. Get it.
Some good old stickers. All right,
The new stickers thing, that Sticker Depot is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I have a set. I have like 200 and some coming in for Tornado Tag.
Wow.
So-
And 200 for like what? Like $50, eh?
I paid $39
wow.
for 150. So
That's
I did
a
two
great
orders.
price.
I did 2 orders of 150 stickers and it came out to like $70.
And they let you do 2
Wow.
on like Sticker Mule where you
Yeah.
can only do 1.
Yep, Sticker Depot. You, just
Okay.
you click on
Yeah.
their website. That's the ad. And so I was gonna try to get an order of them before October, like before we do all of our trips,
Mhm.
so we can pass them around.
Okay.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
last time we passed them around.
Yeah, well, we were standing like
Jim
in
Thorpe.
line and stuff, and just random people. That was so
I
much
found-
fun.
Yeah, I can get some of this. I have a bunch, but they're just you two.
Okay.
Yeah, I also
So this
have
this
those,
symbol
but-
minus me.
Yeah. So
but I want one with you. Too.
I'll
Yeah,
get you an order of. Well, I'll get you the logo, and if you want to make an order and have
Okay,
them,
yeah.
and I still have a backpack full of pins. So if anyone's listening,
Oh, nice.
I have the white pins with the cat on it.
Oh, I like the
meow,
cat.
meow.
I
I,
found
love
them-
the
I
cat.
found
I
them
almost
in
bought
our-
that shirt too, but it was not only the Tornado Tag shirt was on sale. I was like, well, I'm a little cheap. I'm gonna buy them all. on
Yeah,
sale.
Yeah, no, I
wait till
feel
the
that.
wait till the $13
You
sale.
also just bought a house, so like
Yes,
you
that's
do what you
true.
gotta do.
Hey, my bedroom is done. Just want to-
Hell yeah! All right,
I've been
so
sleeping on the fucking couch.
let's run
Yeah, go
through
ahead.
because I mean, surprisingly enough, we only have 15 minutes until our hour is up. So let's run through the possible theories. So, are they ghosts? Possibly the favorite theory of all experts in the subject, quote, very loose experts, quote unquote, is that shadow people are what we mean by ghosts. Wagner, who is Stephen Wagner, who is an expert on the paranormal phenomenon, Wagner believes that certain ghostly entities have the ability to adapt a dark and menacing figure. However, unlike the apparitions of ghosts, which are usually a white haze of human appearance, the shadow people are much darker and more in the form of a shadow. So, real quick, I want to talk about that a little bit. How people, the idea behind like the shadow figures is that they're always shadowy as opposed to like light or angel beings that emit light. And a lot of people immediately will think of like, oh, it's shadow, it's dark, it's evil.
Mhm.
When you look at color theory and when you look at how our eyes are designed to see color and light, the dark is the, what is it like in light theory? What is it that darkness is the absent of
Mhm.
light and also, and then light is, well, whatever, light, whatever. So what I want people to understand is that, say there's like, sticking with the ghost theory, if you or I cross over and we're still confused and we're like passed over and we're still walking around, we're not going to know right off the top of our heads like what is going on.
Mhm.
And we're not going to be able to be these highly ascended beings that are able to emit light. When you emit light, it's kind of like the idea of giving. When it's darkness like that, it's the idea of taking. And I mean, that could have like evil tendencies
Yes.
to it about taking. But think of the idea of how we are now. We are physical bodies, even though like we have light bodies, we're physical bodies. So our bodies take the sun. That's how we survive on this plane. When we pass over, we're not going to be able to emit light. So it's just, my theory is just like, stop categorizing dark figures as evil,
Mhm.
because it blocks out an entire theory of, and it could still be under pseudoscience, but it's still scientifically like, we take light in from the sun. So when our physical bodies are done, our light bodies that are still on this plane in like the thinking of it, we're still taking. So just because something is dark does not mean that it's evil. That was my rant. I'm sorry.
And if you want it on street level, the black guy walking down the street isn't necessarily going to figure it out.
Well, that's the thing. The whole
But
thing too. How
yeah.
color theory was used to. Like,
Yes. Like,
portray-
here comes the
Absolutely.
black guy. He's going to mug us. Like,
Yeah.
that's, and no. Like,
Yeah, and that way
he might be more afraid of you. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
like that's what when she's going by color theory. That's a thing too. Like that was actually used to
oh, yeah.
instill racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Propaganda.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense.
kind of like the Bible adding that being gay is a sin, but it really isn't.
Yeah.
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 Plus,
That's some pseudoscience for
yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
if you don't believe in the whole thing, you're like, oh, it doesn't matter anyway.
you. Exactly.
I like when they're like, "Well, sin." And you're like, "Yeah, but yeah, you're just as much of a sinner." So we're all going this. No, Jesus died for me, but he didn't die for the gay guy.
Yeah.
No, because that's like
Because you don't like
they
him.
categorize that like as being a murderer and a killer. Like
And then why did he
Yeah.
create him?
Yeah.
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 Well, it's not for us to know. That's my favorite cop out.
Oh, and they say, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's out of our realm of knowing."
Yeah.
I like asking if God's perfect, and I was like, "Of course." I said, "You should read that first book again." He fucked up a lot.
Well, he was in college.
He was going through
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
He changed when he had his first kid.
Yeah. His girlfriend left him.
That's very funny.
Anyway,
So the next one is demonic entities. I'll go through and read it because we know we have our demon fan here.
This is my boys right here.
Yeah. I'm going to
They're here for
preface this by
fucking-
saying, I'm going to preface this by saying,
Azazel.
Zozo.
This is the truth of shadow people. This is where it's at.
Sure. So demonic entities.
Malphos.
The dark face and a strong sense of negative energy
Mm.
associated with shadow people have led some researchers to speculate that they could be demonic in nature.
Mhm.
Their origin could be the lower astral, entities that feed on negativity, because in most encounters, people were under extreme stress. These entities might have appeared to feed on negative energy. Other evidence that they could be demonic entities is that some people have reported seeing the shadow with horns or red eyes.
Ooh.
It was Tony the entire time.
Sold.
Yeah. Well, I've heard red eyes, but on the Hat Man, both the Night Hag, and just
Oh,
regular
yeah.
ones too. I mean,
White.
does-
Yeah, whiter.
but I
Why
think
is
there's a
that?
difference between demon and then just a being that feeds off negative energy. I think they could be one and the same, and they could be different.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Honest to God, anything is possible. Like
Or evolution.
fuck you.
A man became ape and then sucked the darkness for negativity.
Ape
Or ape
became man.
rather. Yeah.
Man dies, becomes a ghost, promotes to depending on how you like it, to either
who promoted him?
guardian
Who-
or fucking shadow person, then fucking guardian to fucking angel,
There is no
shadow person, demon.
No, there is no level up a tree.
Mhm.
In my world, there is.
Well, and here,
Does a
this is the
vampire
last-
level up to a werewolf? No, they're different, right?
They're two different.
They're two different things,
two
right?
different people, Tony. Even in Skyrim, you can only be one or the other.
Yeah, you can't be both.
Nope, it's called hybrids. Watch Underworld.
I know, but
Watch our last episode. Hybrids. So this last for the demonic things, I want to fit this
Aliens come down, suck some DNA out of a vampire,
Vampire.
suck some DNA out of a werewolf, go up and put it in their test tube.
Vamp wolf.
What
Then they spit in the jar.
what if it just wouldn't mix? You know, and it just does not compute.
Everything's
It's just
possible.
like,
Aliens can do anything.
you. All right. So here, like this last paragraph for the demon things is the Monsters Inc. theory. Although the possibility that the astral lows could use a demonic form with only the objective to deceive and to frighten the person, thus being able to feed off of the energy of the fear, and that can't be ruled out, as it says. It says feed off the energy
And
of
they're
the
just
fear.
going through people's closet doors.
Yeah.
but there's
Which-
also like a psychic vampire too, which
Mhm.
feeds off energy. So I wouldn't say just because it feeds off negativity, it's a demon.
Well, I mean, this
But it can be.
the term vampire is just anything that feeds off anything.
Yeah, but I mean, there is psychic vampires. I mean,
Mhm.
that's its own class. I view everything as Dungeons and Dragons, where there's monster races and classes.
Yeah, and then I make up my own class, and then you guys tear it down.
what class?
Don't
Listen,
like it.
Tony, this is our shtick.
Yeah. Plus-
This is
plus
You
our
guys are
shtick.
coming up with psychic vampires. I can't have a hybrid. I can't have a huge alien head,
No, people-
sharp teeth,
Tony.
hairy face of alien.
Tony,
You
Draw
can
that
if you
for
calm
us.
down,
Yeah.
baby. Calm down.
What's the Bethesda Star space Skyrim game called Starlink?
Starlink, yeah,
Yeah, when that game comes out, you can make that character.
yeah. I want an alien
An
head.
ugly ass alien.
I want a hairy alien head with
No.
vampire teeth.
No, bald. Remember?
Ball hair everywhere except the top of the head. Grass don't grow on a busy street.
It's a Bigfoot with the bald like top.
But like a Danny DeVito hair.
Just a second. All right, we got a couple more minutes left. I'm gonna breeze through
It's our
these other
show. We can do as long
theories.
as we want.
I know.
You make the rules here.
That's true. All right, so the next one is they could be interdimensional beings.
Mhm.
All right.
Wagner reminds us that at present, some scientists are convinced that there are different dimensions in our realities. And if these other dimensions really exist, what or who lives in them? Some experts on the subject say that the dimensions exist in parallel and very close to ours, although invisible to all of us. And if there are people in those dimensions, that they may have found a way to access our dimensions and quite possibly materialize. And if so, they could very well appear in the forms of shadow people. To thousands of people who experience these frightening encounters might be seeing beings of other dimensions.
So I think the dimension thing falls in more of a line with your story. Because
Mhm.
like now this shadow person went back and told his shadow cousin,
Mhm.
like I was just walking through the hallway and then like I seen some girl clearly fake sleeping.
Yeah, it wasn't
staring at me.
pretty.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah, what if you?
She had huge hair.
It was fucking huge, mate.
But what if you?
She was snarling at me.
I was fucking terrified. I jumped
She-
out the fucking
She
window.
was drooling.
She was making this weird noise.
Yeah. I fucking got.
I jumped out the fucking window. I was so scared, dude.
There it is.
So I have a theory that I want to place for this.
Mhm.
Now, what if? Now I classify ghosts, ETs.
I don't even, dude. I'm fucking thrown. I don't know where all this falls.
Okay, no, that's what I'm thinking. That like I think that ghosts, ETs, astral planes, demons. I think all of them, including us, are interdimensional beings because all of which can be interdimensional beings.
Yeah, hold on a second here, because there's two dimensions, right? Earth 1 and Earth 2, right?
Mhm.
Flash, Bizarro Flash, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Earth 1 has ghosts, right? Then Earth 2 would have ghosts.
Oh
So
my
could
goodness.
a ghost from Earth 2 come to Earth 1? That's the 2
Mhm.
dimensions. And if it did, what would happen? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to break it down. So if
My whole-
Barry Allen on Earth 1 and Barry Allen on Earth 2 each see a ghost, and then somehow the
Barry
ghost
Allen's a
crosses.
Flash for your non-comic
Yes.
book listeners. Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people watch the CW show, so
Mhm.
it makes sense. What would happen? Because you know how like someone on Earth 1 looks certain way, and then on Earth 2 they look different. They have black hair, you know. So what would the ghost? You know?
I think anything that is able to manifest in our plane that kind of like that could be mistaken as a ghost or a demon or an astral being or an ET if we are able to see them, or if they come to visit us through whatnot, it's still, no matter what, interdimensional travel. So I don't really consider interdimensional beings just interdimensional beings. I think they're all of the above that can travel interdimensionally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more, the idea of interdimensional beings is more of a blanketed term that I think everything.
You know what theory fucks me up real bad? Like, so we're on, we think we're like top of the food chain, right? Like we think, perceive us as humans as we run this shit, right? Like if you're an ant,
like this dimension, or?
yes. If you're an ant,
yes,
and you're crawling across this table, do you think an ant is aware of what's in that next room?
No.
Or what's over there? Like, sure, they can travel that same distance, but they probably couldn't, in their eyes, make out this banner or make out that's a cabinet. Like, the only thing they look for is food, and when they find food, it's like, holy fuck, look at, like, you know what I mean? Like, realistically, like because they're so tiny, and like the bugs, bacteria, they don't realize how much more outside of their own realm they are. Like, what if we're just in that thing where we only can, think we perceive everything as being this grandioso thing and we have it all figured out.
Yeah, but
we're literally an ant inside something else's world.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
That's fucking, I gotta stop doing shit before these shows.
Yeah. It's so exciting though, because that just means there's so many possibilities that you can find.
It's too much.
That's so exciting.
I don't know.
I think that's so exciting.
I'm going through this whole life as a fat fuck, and then I'm just an ant. I'm just a fat ant going to work every day. I'm a fan.
All right. So another theory is that they could be astral beings. An interesting idea is that shadow people are the essence of people who have experiences outside of the body. According to Wagner, an astral body is a spiritual counterpart similar to the ether of the physical body. I agree with that. The body is composed of astral material and is an exact duplication of the energy of this physical form. I agree with that. This body of energy is connected to the physical body by a silver cord. That I don't believe in. The astral body, accompanied by the mind, is able to travel during this period in which the physical body sleeps. This is known as astral projection. So, yeah, I mean, that again, it's like astral projection and astral travel is interdimensional travel, in my opinion. That's kind of my thing.
But it's almost like you use the other dimension to travel to where you got to get to, but then you come back to the regular one. It's like when Nightcrawler teleports, not to be dorky again. They say
that's fine.
He goes into this BAMF dimension or whatever, and that's where he, like, so if he teleports from this chair to this chair, when he goes to this dimension, and he goes and uses that, but like time passes differently, and that's why he comes up here. Yeah, it's only a second went by, but who knows how long he was in that dimension.
That's true.
So that's kind of like how I view it. Like
kind of like Stranger Things.
It's technically interdimensional travel, but you're going only into the second dimension to come back to the first dimension that you left from. So
it's kind of like a wormhole.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, and like the whole like idea of the astral projection and stuff like that too, as well, which I think is very interesting. Which that could be its own episode. The astral world, the higher astral world, and the lower astral world, which. It's really fun when you are able to control your dreams, which I've gotten to the point now where I can usually control my dreams, and I will go either to the lower astral or the higher astral. It's very terrifying going in the lower astral. It's very
I can imagine. But that'd be great if you're.
Remember those dreams where you're like on a beach with Cindy Crawford?
Yeah. Like if I can control my dreams, I would have the best dreams ever. Just like me flying around, shooting things out of my hands.
I love that.
Banging Alexa Bliss. Like then I'm the president of the world.
Then I'm a president.
I don't think I want that. I don't want that responsibility.
It's your dream though, so everything's perfect. It's your dream. There's no problems.
Yeah.
There's like free ice cream for everybody.
Unless there's problems in your dream, then you created it.
Exactly.
I need a little chaos in my life.
Okay, so another theory: aliens.
Oh, here we are.
See, I told you.
Hey, a hypothetical theory.
That's why they wear the hat to cover up their weird heads.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the hat. You've solved it.
Maybe they're just big fans of hats. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good hat.
I love a good hat. A hypothetical theory, though not impossible, is suggesting that the shadow person is related to the extraterrestrial phenomena and abductions. Experts recall that some victims of extraterrestrial abductions have explained that alien beings with the ability to pass through walls and windows and suddenly appear and disappear. So,
which is people are like, oh, that's crazy. Well, so's millions of light years traveling.
We know
I mean, if they
we
can
know
do
it's-
that,
So is the theory of
yeah.
relativity.
So if you could do that, then you can.
Yeah,
pass
we
the
know they're
walls.
not aliens though, because no one ever said they were like
Well,
probed by a shadow person, and we all know aliens are
Not-
all about probing.
well, not all aliens do that.
All-
of them.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Not all of
They're
them.
really into butt stuff.
I think you want them to be into
Yeah.
butt stuff. Listen, anybody up there that wants to do butt stuff, I think Tony's willing.
I'll give it anything a shot once.
All right. So
If I'm gonna do butt stuff, it's gonna be interdimensional,
they're gonna impregnate.
extraterrestrial.
I hope an extraterrestrial impregnates you.
Either like fucking Lil Nas X. Like you ever see he's had the baby shower? He's doing
No.
he's saying he's pregnant.
Oh no.
Yeah, I want to be impregnated by an alien.
Cool. You do you,
Yeah.
man. I'll come to your
I
baby
don't.
shower. So skeptics say that shadow people are just a result of an overactive imagination.
Those goddamn ADH kids.
Sometimes our mind plays tricks on us, so our eyes would make us see things in a fraction of a second that are not really there, simply illusions. But as
Mhm.
always, it must be said that both the scientific community and the most skeptical will never recognize the existence of these entities.
Which, yes, you could chalk some to that, but then if you've seen the same thing over and over, you don't
Mhm.
by chance see the same thing over and over. Like I thought the bird flying by was a person. Well,
Yeah.
if you've seen that 55 times, then it's not the bird. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with how I feel about it.
Mhm.
I maybe sure.
Mhm.
Like I think I still have a hard time grasping everything, like what's everything's category.
Mhm.
And I guess maybe I just want the world to be simple. Like I'm a plain cheese pizza guy. Like I don't want too many
Ugh.
toppings. I
I'm
just
that way.
like
I'm
I
the
like a
exact opposite.
simple. I want a simple. This is a ghost. This is good. This is evil. You know what I mean? So I just want that
This
world.
is a werewolf.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is a vampire. Put them together, get a vamp wolf.
Yeah. Yeah, I want super simple. So when there's like ghosts and now shadow people and then hat men, I think there's and then like realms and it could be
Mhm.
this and I don't want all that. It's
Oh,
too much
see,
in my
now,
brain.
because of Dungeons and Dragons, I love that beast area. Imagine if all you did was fight the ghost. That's the only enemy in the game. Is the ghost.
Yeah.
That's gonna get a little boring. But there's the ghost, and there's the poltergeist, and then there's the shadow people, and then there's all these other types. And look at this. Now it's got a little more variety.
It's a little
Yeah,
spicy.
I just think
now.
you're
There's not only one shape of noodle.
It's
you know
like
what I'm
you're a
saying?
ghost with a different personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's different.
Yeah.
There's different types. Just like
different access
Spider-Man's
levels.
powers aren't the same as Aquaman, so they're different. If everyone had Spider-Man powers, who cares?
It'd still be kind of dope.
It would be kind of dope, but yeah. I
Yeah.
understand.
So I will say I think a lot of it, like how we do the sleep paralysis and stuff like that, like sure I could chalk it up to that, like that's a medical thing. It is interesting when people they could be bullshitting me too, but when people all have the same experience and they don't and it's a shared experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
So-
maybe they read something and that kind of went in their subconscious and that is manifested, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
But-
and I mean, I seen
I mean-
something that I can't explain
Yeah.
that can fall into this realm of this thing.
Mhm.
So, and I still question myself as like, did I really experience that? Or
Yeah.
I thought, was that you burped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought a dog was growling at the door.
That was
Just
that was Robin.
lady.
That was Robin Quiver.
Lady.
Yeah. So I don't want to say I think it's fake, but I'm definitely still on the fence if
But
I'm
it's okay.
completely into
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I see a shadow person, I'm gonna fucking shit myself.
But like she said, it's not necessarily bad. It's not necessarily evil. Could be
Just
good.
not
It's just
supposed
a
to be in my
meeting of the
house.
worlds.
Just
I
not
know,
supposed to be in my house, and I'm not gonna be a fan of it.
That's
Neither
fine.
there's a
That's
cute
totally
puppy, but you would have been like, oh, cute puppy.
If it was a shadow puppy with glowing eyes,
Aw.
No.
I'd be like, come into bed with me.
Umbreon.
Umbreon. What if mine is Evie?
Yeah.
all right. If Evie fucking came in here and you weren't expecting an Evie to be in here,
Yeah.
you would
I'd
be
be
like,
so
you would be like,
pumped.
oh, that is so adorable. You're like, what the fuck is that thing?
I
You would be like,
it talks.
I'm like,
I would
This is
fucking,
cute.
dude. You say
you
that
wouldn't.
because you know what an Eevee is, but
Yeah.
it's a fucking creature that you've never identified. Walked in this
what
room
if it was
and
really
went
cute?
and went. "Rah, rah."
Yeah. But what if it's cute?
You'd be like, I have to fucking kill that thing.
We're not saying the ugly Magmar walks in like, ugh, that thing's ugly.
It could still be adorable, but like I'm just saying,
I
if
don't
you
know.
don't know if you're not expecting it or know or
If
can't
a
identify
Diglett
it.
popped up out of the table, I'd be scared as fuck.
I think that'd
alright?
be different for the person, depending on what it is.
I think in your head
Because
you
some
already
pe-
know what the Pokemon is.
No,
and
'cause-
you're okay with it.
Look, some people love Rottweilers. Some people hate them. Some people think they're the cutest thing. Other people are scared to death of them.
But we know what a
It's- but
Rottweiler is.
Yeah, but the dog's still the same.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know, you're going to pick one of them things.
I'm just saying, even
If
with
there was like a real weird something that we'd never seen before in our life,
Yes.
it just kind of like meanders and
Yeah.
slops into
Some
like your
people-
living room. I'd
Some
be
people would be
like,
like,
I'd be like, what,
Yeah.
okay, what is that?
but some people would be like,
something wrong with your dog.
I'm scared. Some people would be like, I'm interested. Some people would be like, I like that. It's just like,
Yeah, you would definitely
have
but you
the
would be
gamut.
shocked regardless it's there.
yeah, well,
If
yeah,
a
but-
Rottweiler walked into my
Something-
kitchen right
something-
now, we'd be like,
something
how
that
the
would-
fuck did this
How did
Rottweiler
a
get it?
Rottweiler get in
yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Something that's not supposed to be there that is there is always going to be like,
but you wouldn't necessarily
What?
be afraid because
yeah,
like,
I mean that depends on the person.
oh
'cause, like,
shit, a cute bunny. Oh, see, like
I'd be like, how'd you get in here?
like that's so it could be the same for, but the other people could be like, it depends on the person.
Dude, if a fucking rabbit ran across, I'd be like, there's
Yeah.
a fucking rabbit in my house.
Yeah,
Now, I know rabbits are cute, but if a fucking rabbit darted in here,
yeah.
it would scare the fuck out of me, even though I
Oh
know
my
it's a
God.
rabbit.
I would be like, what the fuck? Like, oh, see, now I'd have a different take that, but different people though.
Yeah, if a rabbit threw, I would thorouly have a. How did you get in
Yeah.
here? What the heck? But at the same time,
You're
I'd
just
be
sitting
like,
there watching fucking ID.
I came in the front door, bitch. Let me go.
You're sitting there watching TV, and all of a sudden, phew, rabbit, like fucking in
it
your
would
house.
okay. It would scare
You're
me.
like, what the fuck? Like,
You are correct. It would
Yes.
scare me because it's something like I
you wouldn't be like, oh my god,
like wow.
wild creature that's not supposed
But
to.
after the initial reaction, you'd be like, oh,
Would you run up and touch a rabbit and be like, I'm going to try to pick you up now?
I don't know, maybe,
I would.
maybe.
I would. I'd be like, come here, baby.
I'd be like, I got to put a box over it.
it's just a bunny. It's not.
You're
It's
poking.
it's not the bunny from
Shoot,
Monty
shoot.
Python where it's like,
You don't. That, you
Dude,
don't know.
Dude,
in Tony's
bunny,
brain.
a bunny will fuck you up if it had to. Like, if you go to pick it up, those fucking
I
back
was gonna
feet,
say,
scratch your
like,
arms
like
up.
tiny kangaroos.
I was gonna say, no, it won't. It's a bunny.
It's a little
I mean,
baby.
it
have
ain't
no
nice, but you can manhandle a bunny.
If it's going to suck if it bites you or claws you a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bunny. If you really want to, you could kill the bunny.
I mean,
pretty
sure,
easily.
you really wanted
Kill
to.
It's-
anything. I
it's-
just
it's not
don't
a-
want to be scratched.
It's not a bear. It's a bunny. If the fight is person or bunny, I'm probably gonna pick the person 99
over the
times
bunny.
over the bunny.
What, you would fight the person over the bunny?
No, who would
You'd-
win in this fight?
Oh,
Like a choose your
yeah,
character.
yeah. I'm going to pick the human.
I think you're downplaying the terrifying.
It's the bunny.
So
Andy's
bullshit or not?
Theory. Andy's. I'm
No.
gonna.
Oh.
I'm fence riding.
On the
I'm leaning more towards
It's
bullshit,
right, all right.
but I'm into it.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So like you're right in the middle.
Yeah.
I kind of like it because everyone's seen it, and because of the Hat Man exists as a thing, and Night Hag, and people in two different continents that never read anything could. I describe this, and I describe the same thing, and we never talk to each other.
Mhm.
So something has to exist somewhere, and I like the theory that it could be not the same thing. Like it doesn't have to be a ghost. It could be a time traveler. It could be
Mhm.
some interdimensional creature or an extra dimensional or terrestrial creature. I kind of believe it,
Mhm.
although I've never seen one. So I'm more in the vein of believing that the shadow people do exist, and I would love to see one. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I believe that it's not just one type. So there is a ghost shadow person, and then there is the interdimensional shadow person. Like
Mhm.
there can be open to more things
More
than just
different-
it's
different
not
kinds.
oh, shadow people is this and that's it. No, could be different things.
All right, Tori.
I'm okay. So
I mean, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
spoiler alert, I believe it's everything.
Yeah,
And like that's the thing. Like going into this, I was just kind of like,
I hate that.
not only do I believe in
everything.
shadow people, but I believe that it's everything that possibly can be. And I was just like, Tony's gonna fucking
Yeah.
hate this.
I'd say I kind of like that. Like I wouldn't say no totally,
It's too much.
but
It's too
but it's
much.
everything.
Just pick one.
Everything is possible.
no, you
now.
need the D&D beast there. You need many different creatures to
I
fight.
hate this.
Because you fight the same creature all the time, it's boring.
Because
And
if we don't know exactly what
Life
it
is
is,
boring sometimes.
no, it's not.
no,
Because
we're
You,
here.
like you can choose if
Yeah.
you want your life to be boring. I choose to be difficult all the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, I choose to be difficult.
There's more than one different breed of dog. If they all look the same, I mean, yeah, you like that one breed, but they're like, oh, all the dogs look like this Irish setter. You know?
All
Why
the
can't
dogs
there
on
be
the
different
planet
ones?
are
Listen,
just
I
Irish
buy
setters.
into what you're saying. I'm not saying I like it.
No, you don't have to.
You're allowed to like and dislike whatever you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's my
but
world.
I truly believe that whether it's a ghost, whether it's an ET, whether it's a time traveler, which I think is time travel would be an incredible episode for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe in anything is possible. And I have different, like we were going through, different theories on why each of them are possible to me. And I believe in all of them.
Wow.
Fucking surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about it?
So
He's pissed.
as we
Healer said, yeah.
as we pick, before we go into our what we're going to use for next episode in 2 weeks,
Mm.
I want to pose a question to the people in the chat, or people
To
who are
people.
watching later, or if you're screaming at us in your car.
Send a message.
So, yeah, send us an email, a message. If you go to our link tree in the very bottom, is all
Mhm.
of our social medias, our email. If you want to send us an email, my question I want to pose, you can answer this as well, is if you were able to experience anything paranormal,
Mm.
and you know it's, even if it's something in the realm of paranormal or superstition, or whatever, it can hurt you, or its goal is to hurt you, it can't in this situation. Which one would you want to experience?
Oh, okay. So you're saying, would you like to
Ooh.
see a Bigfoot? Would you like to be abducted by aliens?
Like best case scenario.
Would you like to
would you
see
see Bloody Mary?
a unicorn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
okay.
see a demon?
Yeah.
Like blah blah blah. Like if you could be safe.
Yeah, I would have a conversation with a demon. I'm like, all right, tell me you evolve.
tell me
He
you
said,
could
like,
be a person.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Tell me what hell is actually like.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
nice.
It's
I
just
would-
rabbits tearing
Yeah.
people apart.
yeah. It's fucking bunnies.
It's just the same loop of you sitting watching ID, Investigative Discovery, and a rabbit just comes in and just attacks
We
you.
need a shirt logo.
It's sitting in
where,
traffic in 99 degree
where it's me
humidity.
as a devil on a throne with just a bunch of
Bunnies.
like just
Bunnies.
demon baby, demon bunnies
I
everywhere.
want you as a demon
Just eating
riding
fucking-
a demon.
and a chart
bunny.
of how you evolve in the hierarchy of ghost.
Like a promotion, like yeah, like you're evil enough to be the demon.
I love that.
Like good, Ted Bundy, welcome, demon.
But then
Come on in.
under that idea, what if you start turning good? Would you lose your demonhood?
Yeah, it's a definite demotion.
Or
Is it a
promotion.
Is it a demotion?
It's a demotion.
But is
a
it
demon
you're-
ocean.
because you're a different class?
In my class, you want to be promoted to demon.
So you're either a demon or you're stuck pushing that giant wheel of fire for the rest of your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
But I wonder, like, well, if you start turning good, that's a totally different thing.
it's bad in our.
If I
it's
have-
bad in our world.
If I have,
You're listening to country music.
if I
you're
have-
into.
if I have levels of warrior
You're listening to
And I have
contemporary
levels of
Christian
rogue.
music.
and I lose a level rogue and I gain a level warrior, that's different. It's two different classes. See what I'm saying? Like it's not necessarily demotion in one. Well, yeah, I guess I lost a level, but I gain one here. So it's like,
All right, in
Yeah,
your
I guess,
world,
like,
you're level 10 heavy metal
mm-hmm.
and you're level 0 rap.
Okay, but I don't want none of the rap.
Yeah. So that's how we look at heaven and hell. You want to be heavy
Oh, you don't
metal,
want it- but-
and you don't want to
But
be rap.
what if you did though?
What?
It's not technically a demotion for you if you wanted some of the other side.
You don't want to go to heaven. You don't want to listen to rap music all day long.
Yeah, but what if the person does though?
Well, then they would strive to
Then
go to
that would
heaven.
be that would be a promotion for them. But like if you're in the demonic realm and your goal is to
I
be
guess
the
to be
worst
evil,
demon
yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
and you like are demoted to something like bunny watcher,
Yeah.
then you're just like, fuck.
My horns fucking
Yeah.
went 2 inches smaller
Yeah!
because
I just want to whip people.
evil is horns, right? Cool beard. Every time something gets
Mandatory?
this is what happens to you. Fingers get longer. Everything that's spooky has long fingers.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Let me just reach that.
Everything that's spooky has long
everything is-
fingers. Tell me.
Everything is salad fingers.
Dude.
Remember that
Dude,
internet thing?
Hear me out. Head pops around the corner.
I would pick it up from across the table with my
Head peeks around the corner. You're like, fucking, that's a head looking at me. Head with horns. Whoa, bad news. Those fucking spooky fingers wrap around first.
You're
Yeah.
like, I'm dead.
You're like,
I'm fucking dead, dude.
I didn't even see its fucking face. I just seen
the
spooky fingers.
the Nosferatu fingers.
Yeah.
that just
I think
come
though,
out.
if you have all that fingers, your
see a
agility would
shadow.
not be that good.
You see a shadow in the corner. It's a fucking shadow.
if
And then
you're-
all of a sudden, boom.
If you have 2 feet of fingers,
Dude, it can get you from so far.
It could, but you could also be
You could be
faster
like
than
2 feet away and it could still touch you, dude.
because the 2 feet of fingers is terrible. I'd rather be the
let's go for 3 feet. Let's go for a whole yard of
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah. The more evil you are, longer. your fingers.
I don't think that's practical.
That's my hell.
Then there's some that. Then
Oh
hell
my
it is.
God.
Hell it is.
Oh god, that's so funny.
Karis says aliens, literally no doubt.
Hell yeah, Karis, what's up?
What's the person's name? Karis?
Karis.
Oh wow, that's a unique name.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen that. Never heard of
Yeah,
it
she's
before.
super cool.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
So yes, she would experience aliens. That's what she would. That's the realm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the question.
Yeah, that was
okay.
the question.
I thought you meant shadow people were aliens, no doubt.
No,
okay.
she
okay.
said-
No, I
I'm-
forgot we posed that.
Yeah,
If you
question.
pose the question, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Same.
interacting, Karis.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, let us know in the chat what would you like to
Yeah.
experience. Tori,
Yes.
what do you want to dive into next week?
A pool.
And one thing
Like
that I think like modern news right now, it's not really paranormal, but is it? There's a lot of spooky, weird conspiracy going on, and it's kind of falls under like a true crime. And sometimes we said we wanted to dive into this.
Mhm.
I don't want to do it just yet. I want to put it on the back burner, but I will say there's something I'm very following right now. Like I'm super into it. I've been into it for a while now, a couple
Is
weeks.
it Gabby?
This Gabby story. Have you Gabby?
Gabby, I don't remember, but she's a travel blogger that
Yeah. so
is
her-
now found passed away.
Did they officially say it's her?
They
said
officially found her.
Okay, I know they said they found remains, but they're still waiting for DNA and everything to come back.
Oh, I could be wrong then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this girl went on a vacation with her boyfriend. They traveled, fiance, and
I hate that term, but continue.
he just came home without her,
Okay.
and I kind of like expected.
Didn't tell
no
her
one-
family was back. The van that they traveled in was hers
Mm-hmm.
under her name. He was back for like 10 days before anybody even realized that they were back. He was back at his parents' place with her van without her,
Mhm.
and now he's hiding.
And then they were like
sounds fishy.
they
Yeah,
wanted to bring him
exactly.
for investigation, and then all these like the internet is doing its damn thing.
Yeah.
Like people are like, okay, they stalked her Instagram, her social media, looked at all her tags. Then somebody was like, yo, I seen him. Like, dude, it's like unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
Like this is where people think the internet's stupid, but I think it's fucking fascinating, especially when an entire community of the internet can get behind
Mhm.
and literally
Put
connect
pieces together.
and connect the world as if it was right in your own backyard.
Yeah.
And people are like, I picked him up hitchhiking, and then another person who was making content driving down a road with a GoPro or a phone
Mhm.
literally passes the van, and because the internet's fucking insane, they're like, yo, there's her flip-flops, that's her hat, the dashboard. And then it's like this weird thing where it's like, but if they went down the road a couple more miles, the same car that his parents drive was also in Illinois, which is not even close to where he
Weird.
was.
Oh.
And the people in the front seat look like his parents, so were his parents. Did he call his parents and say, yo, I killed her in Illinois, I need help dumping a body?
Yeah,
or
never
like,
know.
Mhm.
like
And
so-
like the what even adds more to the fact that like the theory that he killed her is that, what was it, like a couple weeks or a month or whatnot before her disappearance, there's police
footage.
body cams of they got into like just like a domestic dispute, and she was like in hysterics, and well, not, she wasn't in hysterics, she was just very upset and stressed, and she was
Mhm.
just like, she was like, I distracted him, and she's very much like, no, it's all my fault. I was like, I was really stressed all day, and I kept telling him I'm sorry, I'm being mean, and like she was just basically like, no, like
defending his actions.
she was just like, no, like it's all my fault, like blah blah blah. And he was just kind of like they had them separated and interviewed them differently, and he was just basically like, oh, I hope she's not saying anything too bad about me. And it was just like,
yeah,
yeah,
But
literally.
the people who called it in were like, he was hitting her and beating her up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then
That sounds very conspiracy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this
So, I mean-
whole story has a huge rabbit hole that I feel more and more going to come out, and the
Mhm.
more evidence comes out, the internet's just going to pick it apart. Hey, listen, and it may take it on a rabbit hole that's completely wrong,
Mhm.
but I'm in to see what happens.
yeah.
you know,
and I mean, a lot can
I mean,
transpire in 2 weeks, so maybe.
Yeah, everyone
maybe we
loves a
talk
good
about it
whodunit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an interesting
Yeah,
true
I
crime
wasn't worried
aspect.
about it.
It's been all over TikTok. Like people have been dissecting this for weeks and like,
Crazy.
where is she? Where is
Mhm.
she? Where is she? Why? Like, and then when
Ooh, it gives
when
me
the
chills.
cops kind of like now they're searching for him, he just up and vanished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And
the
his parents
are
aren't
like,
talking.
the parents are like, we don't know where he is, but
Mm.
it seems like the parents know more than they let
Yeah.
on, and they
And
know.
another weird thing
He
too.
came home and lawyered up right away.
Oh boy.
And another weird thing too is that she lived with the parents.
Yeah.
like when they were home, like she was very close to her mom and dad, but she
Okay.
lived like when they weren't traveling together in the van, she lived with the parents and her boyfriend, like in the same house.
And the fucked up thing is all these people are now like the lesson they're trying to teach is like, hey, girls, don't go in relationship with guys like this. And it's like, no, how about you raise your kids not to be dickheads to women? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I would say both.
yeah.
The girl should not. The girl should be aware, but then the guy shouldn't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
exactly.
But it's an interesting
Yeah.
case. That's the only thing I found on the internet that, I mean, it's not really paranormal related, but it's definitely something
And it's very relevant, and
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking.
yeah. And then they officially found a body near or about where her last post was made
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
and where they think maybe stuff happened.
And like the thing too is like would like her last social media post or the last text that
it didn't
the
seem
dad
like her.
the dad went on Dr. Phil a couple days ago or whatnot just to talk about it, and it said that the last text that was sent to them was very odd. So like they thought it was
wasn't
like
something-
he had texted the
Yeah.
parents or like and then like or like the other social media like post or whatnot.
are so
We're
vastly
just like
different.
that because like
Yeah,
she
you
would
could
have
tell.
because like she would have like these like giant write-ups on her posts with like beautiful pictures and like a lot of hashtags and like one of the last pictures
She
was,
always
like, 2
geotagged
words.
where she was.
Yeah, and like this one wasn't geotagged and it was like 2 words. What was like Happy Halloween or something like that?
It said something, but like it used 2 emojis, but the emojis didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. And some people, like you could tell, like when you text certain people, some people don't use emojis. Some
Yeah.
do. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting
very
story. Definitely
odd.
check it out. That one, and then the other one that's kind of interesting that's making the rounds is
Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Amanda Knox, who was involved in that supposed she was blamed for the murder of her roommate in Italy.
Oh, remember that? And she was good looking. And at the same time, there was another case where the girl was good looking. Like, oh, people don't get prosecuted if they're good looking.
Yeah, and they
Oh.
with literally zero evidence
yeah, that's
put
about
her
10
in
years
jail.
ago.
Put her in jail for a murder that she literally there was no physical evidence. And then the guy who had all the physical evidence like got off in like 7 years.
Whoa.
But she's doing the rounds and doing podcasts. Like she was just on that Theo Fawn. She's just
What's
Joe
that?
Rogan just released an interview with her. So it's like her
Wow.
like 10 years later talking about her story.
Yeah, wasn't that what the remember the guy's name? I'll never forget. Jurn Vandersloot.
Yeah.
His name is Jurn.
And literally she did everything wrong
yeah.
that like put her in the wrong like she was a very promiscuous girl who was around Europe just having fun and
Yeah.
having hookups. So they said like
so she's in the wrong.
so she
because
was,
she's doing everything.
yeah, so they
that,
were
like,
saying
a
that
human
her and
she's
her
being.
having
boyfriend-
a fun time.
yeah, and then when like they found her body, like there's footage of them outside being like out pulled away from everything, and her and her boyfriend like making out after they just seen her dead body. When she went
Mm.
to do police confessions, she was doing yoga, so she was doing like cartwheels and headstands, and they're like, this is not what a girl who
Lost
seen
her
her
friend,
dead
yeah,
roommate
yeah.
like. So she acted completely like, and like there was just everything they could have used against her. It's a really cool case, but
Interesting.
she's making a lot of podcast rounds. And if you're into podcasts, not affiliated with our network, but friends with Murder My Dude, just did a whole episode on Amanda Knox. So you go check out that as well. But there are 2 things, I guess, true crime that I kind of been diving into.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see how the case with Gabby, I can't remember her last name. I feel bad.
It's going to be a Netflix
transpires.
documentary.
I'm sure it will. be.
Yeah.
They're definitely. I mean, media is everything, whatever. But I do think that a lot of this is being, although like the giant like community of everybody getting together. I definitely feel like the way it's being set up, it's definitely going to become a Netflix documentary.
Yeah, it's going to be it's becoming like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like, and if it doesn't happen right away, I think once more stuff comes out, it'll resurface as being in this huge event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So something to take a look at. So what's a topic you want to cover?
One that we touched on a lot today would be time travel,
Okay.
which is very, very interesting. So that's
I'm just
a
so
possible
here's
theory.
just as my brain just working this out. So we have a ghost thing coming up, possibly 2 ghost things coming up. We just
Mhm.
did Shadow People, which kind of dives into time travel. We did Extraterrestrial. So maybe dive into that Missing 401, or we can do
Sure.
Cryptid,
Sure.
some kind of thing,
Yeah.
or like a supernatural. I don't know.
Time travel is totally different than ghosts.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
totally different than Shadow.
I'm down for anything.
We can also pose that in the
Yeah.
comments.
There's,
So
there's plenty of cryptids.
So we have a week. Don't take forever
Oh.
to comment and tell us what you want us to do if there's a topic you want to hear, because we still have to research it.
Boyer sells car stickers. A little side tangent here. Local grocery store Boyer sells car stickers. You know, like the family.
Yeah.
Stick for a family. They sell one that is a sheet of Bigfoot. thing, and then one that says Bigfoot research vehicle, and I bought them. I have a little Bigfoot in the back. of the
That's
car.
very fun.
That's the
I want a
stick figure
Bigfoot
family.
one.
Paul has
Yeah.
one on the back of his Land Rover.
Yeah.
He has a
that's
Bigfoot
cool.
in the back of his Land Rover.
So I have one. I can give you one. I came with a couple.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
want
so
I want to put a Bigfoot
fun.
on my car.
Me
Yeah.
too.
He's doing the classic.
I
you
love
know, the
that.
walk-
Yeah, I want one too
Yeah.
on my little Corolla.
They were $4 for the little pack of them. So I can give
Oh,
you one.
I would love
there's
that.
There's a real big one too, and there's the Bigfoot research vehicle. I just
have-
put a little Bigfoot
I
on.
love that.
I'm currently putting Tori to work right now with something for a different show.
Oh
Which
my.
I want
Oh,
to
yeah.
say it looks so fucking good so far.
I sent you just to show what I had so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Um,
I might have a picture on my Facebook because my mom is not good with pictures.
Little baby.
but it would be cool to maybe every now and then, like, I know, like, I'm gonna plug them too, but they have really fun. I think the thing that really separates them from their podcast is the art, like the one guy does, and he
Mhm.
makes t-shirts and stuff, but like some type of Bigfoot style art thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be fun to go into. We'll start with Andy here. What do you want to plug? And we'll wrap this up.
I try not to plug wrestling here. I'm trying to think of something that.
Well, if
Well,
you're
wrestling,
into the network, you
yeah.
can check him out on Tornado Tag or Not Cool in High School.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
For comic people like horror comics, there's a book that just came out. It's issue 2. It's called The Me You Love in the Dark. And it's about this girl that goes to a mansion who's trying to get her creative juices flowing, and then she finds out the mansion is haunted, but she becomes friendly with the ghost, and the more she talks to the ghost, she starts falling in love with the ghost. Hence, The Me You Love in the Dark. That's all I will say.
Oh wow.
It's pretty good, written by Scotty Young and some art by him too.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that is about Boom Comics. The Me You Love in the Dark.
I'll plug my t-shirt tonight, the Kryptonite Podcast.
Yes,
really
oh.
love this podcast. I think I own more of their merchandise than our own.
I have like 5 or 6 shirts now.
I have like 4.
On there, I
Yeah.
was listening today because they do walking trees, and they said something about new shirts. So
Cool.
I get to
Oh
look
yeah,
at-
the new ones is the goblins, the Riverside goblins.
Oh, okay, the River
like,
Goblins.
So in their show, like how we just did a whole tangent on like a making up a creature, like they'll
Yeah,
do that,
yeah.
and then they'll make like art for the.
That's
So
fun.
he made a whole thing of like these river goblins, and they had this whole society.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, like I got the Goblins. Goblins are real, and then the
Yeah.
Nightcrawler shirt.
Yeah.
The same guy did that.
And the other shirt looks like a rancid, just rancid or logo where it's like kind of like the skull.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like the Misfit. Like
The Misfit
yeah.
Rancid logo. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, I'll check out that podcast as well as the rest of the stuff on our network. They're really cool. I didn't get a chance to listen to much of that other podcast, the other Pennsylvania one,
Oh, Paranormal Punchers.
Paranormal Punchers,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll definitely try that. But we'll end with you as our host, Tori. What do you want to plug?
I do logos. Also, me and my boyfriend Paul have a furniture flipping
Ooh,
business.
I
called
like it.
Thanks. Two Bears Furniture and Crafts. You can follow us on Instagram. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Awesome.
I'm good. Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for
Oh,
tuning in to
thank you.
Truth Behind Illusion. We just found out it's our birthday. It was
Happy
we
birthday,
just
Truth
passed
Behind
our
Illusion.
birthday. We do have a field trip coming up. We are going back to the prison.
The River Noma's market. He has pit vipers and Crocs on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We do have a field trip going back to the prison.
Mhm.
We always are down for more field trips. If you or anyone you know has a spooky house or a spooky location that we will not get in trouble for being inside of,
Please let us come to
Because
your
you have
location.
permission, because you own it, or your family member owns it. Someone.
Yeah.
we don't want to break into play. Here's my thing. A, I don't want to break into something.
Mhm.
B,
And we don't want anything to be difficult.
I don't want to if you I pay too much money for my equipment. If you fucking run and bail on me, like I'll stay there and die with my equipment. Like it's too much money. I'm not running away
I'll
from.
fight the ghost off for you.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys, like I say, my grandmother's house is haunted. We will go and you could tell us your podcast.
Yeah.
We'll podcast on location.
Literally begging you. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
I do have a really cool way that I want to podcast very soon, but it's going to cost money. But it could make traveling podcasting even more better for us. It would be like a whole wireless setup system.
Ooh.
But each wireless system can give me 2 mics at one time,
Mhm.
but they're like a couple bucks each.
Mhm.
So that's like, if you guys can go grab some merchandise or support us on the Patreon so
Yeah.
we can go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
But literally all I'd have to do is put my phone on a tripod and hold another thing. And we
That'd
would
be
just
so
literally click up
nice.
mic. Dude,
That would be so.
I'll show you
fucking
after
nice.
we read. It's fucking dope. I got
That's so
one
good.
set and I was like, oh my, and it hit me. I was like, I can do like an 8-person podcast. And
Oh,
all it would literally be was wearing a lav
oh,
mic.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be
Wow.
really nice. And the quality would be really good. So we could do it from like in a car, or like if we went to like
Oh
a cemetery.
heck yeah!
If we walked around a cemetery, we walked around Gettysburg.
That would be so much fun.
I could literally clip my recorder onto my side, mic all of us, and we can walk and talk.
That's so much fun.
Cool.
I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah, but it's just going to cost a little cash. So help us out by buying some merchandise, and we can do even more fun stuff. Yeah, so we're going to do a field trip, the whole gang, and people from the other shows and other podcasts are going to come and hang out. Jim Thorpe for the day.
Oh, nice.
And then we're going to kick them all out, and then we're going to go and do our episode.
See you, suckers.
But we do also have a few other people who are part of the network, but not technically on podcasts, who may be joining us to help us when we go on locations to either take photos or help film stuff.
It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, so even if
the more help, the better. I mean, who knows? You might be able to see some sights.
Absolutely, yeah. If there, even though it may not be a seat at the podcast, and like,
like let's say you helped, right? And we're at the jail, and they say, "Hey, you can stay and check things out."
Yeah, like hey, do you want to stay? Because here's the thing: I have with our setup, I have some pretty decent cameras, and I use a lot of that to film wrestling shows. I would love, but it's just hard for me to set it up all myself and do everything. But if I had like an extra person or two who would be like, hey, while we're recording, I'm going to put you in a different location, and you're going to take a shot of Tori in this way, and Tori and the guest here, and then another shot that's facing me and Andy. And then because it wouldn't be live, and those episodes would look more cinematic and fun, and I can play more with cameras. You know what I mean? So
that would be really cool.
So I want to bump our production up and make stuff look cool.
Yeah, and maybe there's someone that wants to help, but they don't necessarily want to be on the show.
Yeah,
that's fine.
If you, it's just sharing a post. Like we have a street team. If you want to join the street team, you can post stuff, help us grow. You know, tell people, like, if you're passionate about this podcast, like the cool thing about the Kryptonite is they don't even run their social media. People run it for them. Because people are that passionate about their podcast. They have a whole Discord page, and the community, they have a huge community, and everyone became friends.
That's so fun.
Like that'd be cool.
That's the whole thing. I just want to create a community of like thinkers and people that like spooky stuff.
And
like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
So I mean that's all stuff that we strive for. And if, like I said, this is not a joke. Like even if there's people who have been part of just outside people, and I consider you family, and you're part of this. And I know it sounds gimmicky and cliche, but like the IWEP family is a legit thing.
Yeah.
Like if you come and you help this podcast out, like Jen's one of us.
Oh gosh, yeah.
She comes on as a guest every now and then, but she's not a regular on the podcast, but she's someone who supports us. And when I see her, it's a hug. It's nothing but love. We care about her and her actual family.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
she's part of the family.
We want to bring more people in like that. We want to bring good people in. Not everybody can always have a seat. Sometimes more on a podcast is not always good. Sometimes the flows are different. It's sometimes less is more. So there's always a room for a seat, but I think when it comes down to the main cast, I think we're just kind of set with the way the shows are now.
Fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm
trying to read that last comment, but it's a little.
It's still the aliens one.
Okay. But the font is a little bit smaller than it was before. So
but thank you all so much. If you are still watching, please try to follow a social media platform you don't follow. If you listen just the video only, go check out an audio link on Spotify. Go follow, subscribe somewhere else. Just anything like that, and share it out. If you're still here, share it. Give us a like, a thumbs up, whatever it be. If it's thumbs downs on YouTube, they're cool too.
Go for it.
Yeah, do whatever you got to do. Just show
only
us,
thumbs downs. Smash that dislike button.
Yeah, show us you're still there.
Yeah.
And
Boney.
Was he here the whole time? And we're out of here. Truth Behind Illusion. Here's some spooky music.
Yeah.